So, I logged on to Continents, realized I was still in the middle of the ocean, and got very sad until I turned around. Do you see what has happened right here? Someone moved the entire sailboat, Preston's entire ship, all the way out here to the middle of the ocean. How do I get on this thing? Is there like, oh, it's raining, of course it's raining. Well, I mean, it's a nice gesture. It literally was just copied entirely exactly. Buried treasure map. Oh. Well, somebody's left some stuff here. Whoever did this, I commend you, because this is a very large project to just do casually. Captain's Log 2.0. Preston CG. We finally set sail. Okay, so this is... They literally just took Preston. What on earth? Who did this? Who had the patience to do this? Because... Oh, Preston's been moved, though. Okay, well, there are some small different details, but for the most part, this is pretty exact. So, that's impressive. Doesn't take away from the fact, though, that this boat doesn't move, and that I'm going to sadly still have to boat with this boat in my hand all the way back to my base. So, I guess I'm gonna do that. Yay! Anyways, with all of that out of the way, hello everybody, my name is Pichu8008, and welcome back to another episode of Continents Season 2. Now, being stranded in the middle of the ocean does a few things to a person. Firstly, it kind of drives a person insane, right? And secondly, it makes you very angry at the person who sent you to the middle of the ocean, under the false premise that there would be something good and fun and cool awaiting you all those 8,000 blocks away. That being said, Kai was very angry at Melson for sending us out all that way, and has asked me to be their lawyer, and I'm also not exactly pleased with Melson, so I agreed. But before we can have a court case, this was all proposed to Melson, by the way. It was very good. It was sprung up on him. Check out his latest video for more on that. But because I agreed to be his lawyer, and because Melson has half-heartedly, heavy quotations, agreed to take part in this case, we need a courthouse. And I figured that's what we could do today, is I want to build kind of a big, grand courthouse. And that is the agenda. Before we can have any trials happening, we need to build the court. So, this is going to be a big project. I'll update you as we go. I think we're going to build it. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to build it, actually. I kind of wanted to put it, like, up top this mountain, but that means a lot of flattening and clearing out terrain. So, that is probably going to be my life for the next little bit of time. I'll see you at the end of that. Let's roll the footage. Alright, I have finished my routinely scheduled mountain flattening, and I have some results to show you. So firstly, this mountain over here, I ended up not putting it over here. It's over atop this one just because I figured this one was more centrally located. Well, I completely missed the bridge. I built this little dirt bridge so I could get my horse across easier without having to like worry about boating it or anything. Get on the bridge. There we go. So yeah, our courthouse is going to be all the way up the top of here, and I hope this sees more use than just this one. But ta-da! Here it is. Believe it or not, this took about 2 hours with my non-efficiency and also my lack of a beacon. This is what we got so far. So now we have to kind of lay out here. We have to kind of lay out a design for our courthouse. So I think, where's the center of this thing? I honestly don't know. Also, a lot of this is like hollow underneath. Don't tell anyone, but a lot of this dirt is hollow. I don't know. I'm gonna guess the center is probably, realistically, it's probably about here. So I'm gonna kind of do, I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a path leading up to the entrance of the courthouse. Keep in mind, this is gonna be a fairly large building. And then around here, I think we are going to have little flower gardens. I believe that's sort of my plan. And then here, right here is going to be the front steps to the building. Perfect. And then we need fences, probably. I will probably end up doing most of this build off camera, but I did kind of want to show you the beginning parts of it. Perfect. And then this will probably go back 1, 2, 3, probably to here. 1, 2, 3. Staircase there. Perfect. And I'll figure out all of that. I'll figure out all of these details in just a little bit. But this is sort of like our beginning structure. So I'm going to build a little bit more, and then I'll give you an update after I get to a good stopping point where I can show off some progress. So, everybody, this is where I'm at on the courthouse so far. May not look like a lot of progress, but this is about an hour and a half's worth of work, and it is very much just a facade. If you come back here, there is so much more to this building that still has to get done. It's very overwhelming. I need to collect a lot of resources now, but it is getting fairly late for me. So I'm going to go to bed and continue working on this tomorrow. So yeah, this is officially going to be a multi-day project, which might not sound that impressive, but nothing else in this series thus far has taken me multiple days to build, excluding my house, just because starter game didn't have the resources. So yeah, this is kind of a large-scale project. I guess I'll see you tomorrow when I've collected enough resources and continue working on this thing. Alright, so it's been about 18 hours or so, 16 hours perhaps, and as you can see, there has been don't fall into that pit, there's been a lot of progress made on our little courthouse. I shouldn't say little, it's a very large courthouse. It's kind of a big building. So we've got most of the actual structure in place, which is good. There's still a bunch of zombies down there that I have to kill and light up that cave, whatever. Back here, it's not looking nearly as nice as it looks in the front, but like, most of the structure itself is in place. So let me drop this guy off, and then I can show you kind of what's going on the inside. So obviously we have Is there a spider down there? This all needs to be lit up. I know. I'll do that eventually. So obviously we have this front porch area, and then that's going to come in and open up into the courtroom, right? And so we're going to have those like weird little desks and chairs, jury on either side, whatever. And then over here is where I'm going to put the judge. The judge is, originally I wanted to have like really wacky proportions, like the people were down here and the judge was like way up in the sky, but that ultimately didn't work with the limitations of this building, just how I built it. So this is how it is for now. I want to put a bunch of, what's it called? I don't know, I forget what it's called. Lecterns I want to put up there. But unfortunately I am too poor for those right now, so I have not yet invested in those. And then somewhere, probably on the sides, I need to fit a staircase. Because there's going to be an upper level, like around... probably around there is where the floor will be, and that'll be all sorts of offices and like room. Are you just like up here? Where are you at? Or are you under there? I don't know. But yeah, there's going to be all sorts of offices and rooms and places for people to hang out. We can maybe put like a prison cell in there, something. I don't know. Oh, hey, I'm just gonna grab my horse. And then I'm gonna leave, and that's it. We need to go get some torches to light all this up. I'm also running low on food, and I'm also running low on, not really running low on the resources, I'm kind of collecting as I go. But yeah, this is the progress. You cannot see it at all. But that's the progress we've made. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to how it's going to turn out. I'm excited to actually get this thing finished. So, I think I'm going to keep working until I get the exterior done. At least, heavy air quotes done. Until I get the exterior to a place that I'm satisfied with. And then I'll call you back in. Also, another smaller thing. But, what on earth is up there? I don't know. But here's my base, right? This looks really cool on the map when you look at it from above. It's like it's a very notable building on the map, and I really like, I don't know, I just really like how it looks from above. So that is that. You can, it's pretty cool actually. You can see Neatnot's train, here's Emerald's stuff, here's my notably unlit stuff. Up here somewhere, there's Melson, there's Kai. It's kind of fun looking at stuff from the top-down view, seeing everything from the map. So yeah, let's get some torches and light all of that up, and then I'm gonna go back to my 8,000 years of building. Okay, firstly down here very clearly needs to be lit up because there's a spider down here. Don't kill me. I'm going to eliminate you. And that shouldn't be too bad. One torch like right there. My gamma is way too high also. I can't tell what's actually dark. That's perfect. That's the recommended gamma. And then here comes the big part. I think probably, yeah, this is, oh boy, this is going to be kind of dangerous. Oh well. I'll just drop down. Yeah, this, look at this. I covered all of this up so I could put this building here. Torch, 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 torch. I think that's probably good. I just don't want, like, during a case or anything, I don't want a bunch of mob sounds. And I've been hearing them the entire time I've been building. So that it's not preferable, and you definitely can still hear them. I was hoping you wouldn't be able to, but you definitely can. So it's all gotta get lit up. Oh, and there goes my last piece of steak. I do need a more sustainable source of food, I will say. Perfect. Okay, that's all lit up. And yeah, okay. So we should be good once those mobs despawn. Now, I've got to go find food, and I've also got to finish this building up. So, let's do that, shall we? as you can probably tell, it's been a few hours. It's far from done, I will acknowledge that. Where is my bed? But I refuse to get a good look at this courthouse until the conditions are actually good and it is no longer nighttime and rainy. So for now, you guys don't get to see any of it. Okay, weather conditions have cleared. Let's take a look at what I've done over the past hours of my life that I have poured into this project. So firstly, this outside kind of looks better. I'm thinking those porch trapdoors are going to go. I don't really like them very much. But this front facade looks like an actual building that would exist now, which is good. The sides, on the other hand, not so much. They are very much unfinished, and that is something that I'm going to continually work on for the foreseeable future. However, I think with a build like this build specifically, the interior is what's going to matter the most, because that's just where you're gonna be, right? And so, like, this is an actual, like, civic building. Most buildings in this game you're seeing from the outside, but this one, the majority of times, is going to be, you're going to be inside of it. So even though looking at it from the outside has to be nice, being on the inside ultimately has to matter a little bit more. And so I've put a little bit of effort into this. We have this sort of gathering front area. I've noticed courthouses always tend to have some weird asymmetrical floor layouts. So we have like these two little chairs back here for like a bailiff or something. We have this one sideways chair here, and then obviously we have the rows in the middle. We have the jury box. Was that what I called it? Yeah, the jury box, which is basically just where the jury goes. We have enough room for 3 jurors, although I'm sure we could fit more in. And then this big area in the middle is where the judge goes. And I realize now that we don't actually have a judge yet for our case. But the judge would sit on this throne, air quotes. And then we have, I don't know, 2 other seats, maybe for lawyers, maybe for witnesses. I haven't got it all figured out yet. I'm not very familiar with the way that civic law works, so I'm hoping that some other member of the server is, so we can carry out this trial in an orderly manner. But this looks courtroom-ish, and that's sort of what I wanted to get down with this. And then upstairs, which is where the offices are going to be. Currently, we have 4 offices, none of which are finished. One of these is going to be mine. One of them is probably going to go to whoever Melson's lawyer is. And then, I don't know, we'll see. One of them will be the judges, and then I'm not sure what the 4th one's going to be. But that can be decided in the future. And then, of course, upstairs we have a little lookout, so you can see this. I just didn't want to bring the ceiling all the way to here and block off that sort of high ceiling area in the entrance. So I just made it a little lookout. And I think this looks pretty good. A problem I'm finding with this, however, is that because there's a trial happening here, obviously, so you don't want a bunch of people to be in there looking in, which means we don't get a lot of windows on the outside simply because you don't want people watching you when you're in the courthouse. Which means decorating the outside of this thing is going to be kind of difficult, I think. It's going to be a lot of manicured gardens, I think, and it's going to be a lot of like runoff pipes and things like that. I'm not quite sure how that's going to go yet, but I think that's like all the major work done. This took me approximately 8 hours, which is a lot of my time that I poured into this building, and I'm excited to see how this trial turns out. I'm going to continue working on this off camera though, between episodes, and then hopefully next episode I can update you on all the progress that has been made. And then also hopefully next episode actually we'll have the actual trial itself. So I'll have to, or maybe the episode after next, I don't know. Sometime I'm going to have to meet up with Kai and talk to them about how we want to go about presenting our case. Because I've heard, there's word on the street, that Melson is going to be, his lawyer is going to be someone who is not from this server, which makes me kind of worried because I know how to argue with people on this server, but I'm not quite sure how to argue with a complete stranger. So it should be interesting. I'll have to talk to Kai about best strategies for that sort of thing. I also just realized we can add another bookshelf to our collection of bookshelves down here. So now we only need 3 more, and this will be a full level 30 enchanting table. And everything kind of down here probably needs to be waxed because it's becoming a lot sadder down here than it used to be. Also, this painting, as you could have guessed, leads out to this area. I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet, so there's that. I also don't know if I've really shown this to you guys in full or not, but this is what's going on in the basement, and these, I believe, are the secret coordinates. Oh no, that's Previl's message. I don't know where the secret coordinates are. Maybe Kai still has them. Anyways, I think I have done enough building for today. Or, I say today, for the past 3 days I've been building this thing. But it's turning out pretty well, I think. As it stands right now, I'm pretty happy with it, and like I was saying yesterday, it looks pretty impressive on the map. So that's always a good thing. It's like the most notable building on the map currently, actually. Like even Neat Knot's base. Neat Knot's base is pretty notable. But like when zooming out, it's a pretty big eye catcher. So I'm hoping to kind of turn this area. In retrospect, I probably should have built the courthouse in the shopping district, but this whole area is going to end up being kind of a community area, I think. So having this courthouse, and plus having the courthouse outside of like the main hub of where people are going to be, is probably good anyway, just for legal reasons or something like that. I don't know. It's a trend to not put government stuff inside of cities or whatever. So that's just the way that it is currently. But anyways, I think that is probably going to be all for this episode. We got a courthouse built today. It's not a finished courthouse by any means, but we have made some major progress on this courthouse, and that is kind of what I wanted to knock out. The bulk of this project is done. The bulk of the hard work is done. Now all that's got to happen is detailing, which frankly will probably take just as much time, but I like to trick myself into thinking that it actually is less effort. So yeah, with that, I think I'm going to call it for today. I don't really have anything else planned, and it's getting pretty late at night for me again. I keep doing this to myself, staying up really late building. So yeah, that's all from me today, I suppose. Next episode, we're talking with Kai, and we're getting this whole situation sorted out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Peachy Banjo, and goodbye!